Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Hello, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Eric.
And this is 6 Degrees of Schwarzenegger, the podcast where we take a long, hard look at some of our favorite action movies from the era of Arnold.
Schwarzenegger is the icon of the genre, and we're taking a deep dive into some of these 80s and 90s cult action movies, breaking them all the way down.
Welcome back, everyone.
We are back. Episode 2 of Waterworld.
Waterworld, one of my beloved summer blockbusters back in in my middle school type days or whatever.
Yes.
So one thing I like about the movie is that I was just thinking about is that it's sort of, we got this loner drifter type guy. He comes to the atoll where there's like a community of people living or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like the idea of that some people want to live in a community and some people would rather be solitary. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I think that's like a thing that would probably happen. Some people are like, I want to keep to myself.
Yeah.
And some people are like, no, I like to be around other people. Where would you be?
100% on the atoll. I couldn't do what Costner does.
I feel like I like the idea of being solitary. I think of myself in that way. But I will say when COVID hit, and it was work from home all the time, I did, after a few weeks, get I kind of miss seeing people.
Yeah, no,
socially and stuff like that.
If I go more than a day and a half without being near another person, I get really antsy. Yeah.
I'm definitely more on the introverted side of the spectrum, but not to the point that I'd be like, I want to see people once every couple of months.
No one would ever accuse me of being an introvert.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. But yeah, we're back to talk more about Waterworld. But before I can see, Eric's got this glass he's holding, burning a hole in his
I'm just waiting
hand.
for you.
Yeah, I recently had a bachelor party. Eric was there. We went to the Dickel Distillery up in Tennessee.
It was great.
Yeah, I got a bottle here of Dickel's Bottled and Bond for Eric and I.
I didn't buy this bottle. They did a different limited batch.
Is it gone already?
It's already gone.
Well, I bought this one back home, but I bought another a single barrel 15-year or something when I was up there. But I cracked this open tonight.
This is the Bottle and Bond?
It's really good.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, my God. Oh. That is so good.
Tennessee whiskey, man.
The wettest dry counties in the country.
It's got that sort of sweetness to it.
It's got a little bit of a bite on the tail.
Now, Eric's drinking his neat. I usually need an ice cube in mine.
A little bit of water. Yeah,
just a splash
just
to
a
sort
splash.
of open the flavors up.
Yeah, you probably should. I was lazy. And I'm like, I'll just enjoy it this way. But generally speaking, especially our tour guide, he said you need a little bit of a splash to open the flavors up.
It needs a little bit,
not a lot,
a little bit something,
not a lot.
Something. Yeah. So. But we're going to talk more about Waterworld. This is our second episode. Eric is going to bring us up to speed on the plot.
Yes.
What's happened already?
We zoom in on Earth as the polar ice caps melt. The world turns into a blue sphere of water. We zoom in on a guy pissing into a jug and drinks his own piss after going through a machine. This is the Mariner, played by Kevin Costner. He interacts with a drifter and the bad guys, the smokers, who we'll meet soon. Also, we didn't talk about this last episode. Love how fast they establish the smokers. We know ultimately, we know that these guys are coming back, right? So
yeah, for sure.
Really love that. Again, so he goes to an atoll. They initially won't let him in, but he's got pure dirt. They let him in. He trades for a bunch of meaningless chits for it. Trades all of them away for shelving and a tomato plant, yada, yada, yada.
Some liquid that may or may not be piss.
We also get word that there's a young girl with a tattoo on her back that may be relevant to something called the Dry Land.
Yeah.
As he's leaving, the elders really want him to fuck their daughter.
Please, fuck my daughter, please.
Please, and then we'll give you everything we own once you get her pregnant. And he declines.
The offer of a lifetime.
Right, and because he declines it, they're like, okay, there's something not right with this guy. That's when they see the lungs, or the gills behind his ears. He's a mutie. They try to lynch him. The sheriff dude who watches over the atoll says, "Not like this, not like this," and they take him into custody, and that's where we're at.
Absolutely. Nice. Well done. So a short while later, we see this scientist / inventor type of dude named Gregor. He's turning on a generator that lights the atoll after dark. I don't know what's powering that. Maybe I'll chalk it up to the windmill.
Chalk it up to the windmill. Yeah.
But once again, we should mention this atoll set is fucking nuts.
Like when the lights come on, I'm like, what the fuck?
You lit this whole fucking thing for one scene.
Jesus Christ. Because we never...
It's never night again.
Never
at the
night
atoll.
again. Yeah.
And this is a short scene.
Yes.
It's just crazy.
Ugh.
It is whoever was budgeting on this had to be like, no, we're not lighting the atoll for one scene. Set it during the daytime.
Look, I have done production for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And there are only one or two producers in any project who can actually say no and people go, well, okay, he said no.
Yeah.
Most producers say no in an advisory capacity.
I mean, it's wild. But we see Costner. He's being held in like a small cage that's hanging off a crane or some shit.
Above the goop.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it was like a shark cage, which would make sense in like the context of this world. You know, the cage might have been on a boat and the boat was left floating after, whatever. So it makes sense. We're giving lots of love to the production design because it's like the attention to detail.
I have
and
bottomless love.
The logic of everything that happens, like of what the people have, is just amazing.
Unconditional love for the production designer of this movie,
So Costner's watching while like looters are just stealing shit off of his ship. Which, of course, they are.
Yeah,
they would strip that thing to the bone.
There would be no ship left, actually.
Yeah. It's actually, I have a problem with it later when there's still valuable shit in the boat. I'm like, no. That thing, they would have stripped it down to nothing.
Yep.
But this guy, Nord, who is a bad guy who was like seeking information about the tattooed girl, Enola, he is leaving the atoll on a fucking rowboat.
Did no one think that this was suspicious?
Yeah.
Did no one think this was suspicious?
Like, where does this fucking guy come from on a rowboat?
And he's leaving in the middle of the night?
He wants to leave in the middle of the night
on
a
GPS? Like, what are you doing?
Going?
Where are you going? Yeah.
There's nothing... If you got a rowboat, there's nothing for you except the atoll.
Right, exactly.
Where are you rowing to? If you sailed somewhere in 8 days, how long does it take you to row there?
I mean...
2 months?
Yeah, easily.
Crazy shit.
Anyway.
But on his way out, he's got to taunt Costner by showing that he's wearing the ski boots that Costner was wearing earlier.
Again, the most functional shoes.
Oh, yeah. This dude just signed his own death warrant.
100%.
People seem to live for, like, petty taunting as well in Waterworld. It's like, I think it's what happens when there's no TV.
Look, you need a hobby,
like,
right? Yeah.
I got nothing to do but antagonize people.
It's the apocalypse. You got to have a hobby.
So elsewhere, we see the little girl, Enola. The girl with the tattoo on her back. She's like drawing pictures of animals and plants and humming this little tune, which becomes relevant later on.
Yeah.
But the scientist guy Gregor is there. He's looking at her tattoo. We get a really good look at it this time. It's like a round, water covered planet with a little mountain on the top and an arrow pointing to it, and then these like Chinese figures on it.
It's clearly kanji.
Yeah.
But it's definitely Chinese.
Yeah. So Gregor's looking at her drawings. He's asking you, what are those things? She says, I don't know. It looked like a dog or a goat or something.
Yeah, it was a land animal of some sort.
She's drawing Costner in a cage and other stuff. Helen pulls Gregor aside. Helen is like Enola's caretaker. We think, she's a mother figure. For all we know, she is her mother at this point.
Right.
But she pulls Gregor aside, asks, when are we going to be able to leave? Gregor says, I don't know. I don't know where we'd even be going. Like, I need to try to make sense of this map on her back before we know what we're doing here. Enola points at Costner in his cage. She says he might understand the map.
So this is interesting to me. This implies to me that Helen and Enola and Gregor, they haven't, like, how long have they been? They're clearly
they're
not
like a
native.
family. They're sort of like a family
They're
unit.
a unit. and they probably like found the atoll at some point.
You think
right?
they all came together? They didn't meet at the atoll?
Yeah, I think that they came here before the atoll. I think
Okay.
that they've been doing this for a while.
I could see Gregor having raised Helen.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
And then they came, and they at some point in the process they found Enola. Like, we'll find out later, but just like adrift in a basket.
yeah, right, exactly. Like classic Moses style, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of religious
Oh yeah.
imagery to come in the movie. Okay, so Gregor decides, all right, I got to go talk to Costner. He's got this fucking like ridiculous hat with a propeller on it on the front, blowing in the wind. I assume it's supposed to be powering the little flashlight that he's carrying.
Look, whatever turns a dynamo to produce electricity, that's really all that you need. Yeah.
So he notices Costner also has webbed feet, hence the boots he was wearing earlier, right?
Trying to keep it hidden.
Pretty much the one and only time in the movie that we see the webbed feet.
We see him like one more time later on. Yeah.
Webbed toes would make like a 1% difference
No
in
difference.
how well you could swim. But he looks at his gills, he sort of figures, oh, they're functional, and he gets real excited. Gregor, he's got all types of questions for Costner. Costner, like, spits at him. Gregor at least has, like, the grace to sort of say, I understand why you must hate people, but, you know, if are all the others like you, are they as ill-tempered as you are? And he says, there are no others like me.
I love that he calls him an ichthyosapien.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know where the scientific, like if this is a realistic thing to say. All I know is that Hellboy, you probably are at least tangentially familiar with the character. One of his friends is a character named Abe Sapien.
Oh, yeah, the fish guy.
Yeah, he's an ichthyosapien. In the comic books, he's also called that. And when I heard Gregor say this in the movie, I'm like, wait, did Mike Mignola like get ichthyosapien from
I bet the other way around. I bet Hellboy probably predates 1995.
No, Hellboy
Does it not?
No, it doesn't predate 95.
Oh,
no.
wow, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it went way back.
No, yeah.
It could be. Yeah, they do a lot of there's a lot of clever language in the movie. But so he asks, are the others like you? And he says no. Gregor's like, well, there must be, or if there's not, it's like only a matter of time.
Right.
So there are. So I don't know if it's supposed to be a mutation or like an evolution.
It's not clear to me. I mean, they call it mutation, which I understand. Like, it seems like a natural word to
Evolution is mutation.
Evolution is mutation, right?
But is it like he came in contact with radioactive goo, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
He's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, yeah.
Or is it just like a slowly developing thing? My dad had half gills.
Yeah, it's unclear to me. It's a fun thought experiment, though. Like, again, this
for it
goes
to have
to
happened this fast.
Yeah,
it probably is.
It's
some
only been
sort of
500 years. It's
mutation.
got to be some kind of. I see. I started forming this entire fiction about this world.
Okay.
Right. Like, the ice caps are melting. It's not happening overnight.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, it'd take probably decades or 100 years for the world to flood.
So scientists in the dark web or whatever, they start doing genetic experiments.
Oh fuck yes!
Right.
Holy
to
shit.
try to create a species of human who can live in this burgeoning world.
You just blew my mind.
Right?
He's an experiment.
He's an experiment, right?
Yeah. Or he's like the offspring.
He's the offspring of the
experiment.
original experiment.
Oh hell yeah!
And I'm like script writing an entire movie of like these
the prequel.
Mutants. Yeah, exactly. Like,
that's killer, dude.
Like the second it was just like, oh my god,
100%.
Yeah,
I'm here for that's
yeah.
absolutely what happened.
Yeah.
They were the last living scientists who were trying to save humanity in some form.
Yes,
we're
exactly.
like, we have to adapt humans to live in Waterworld.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
anyway,
the only way it could be.
Exactly. And so like that to me is like perfect. Like that's the perfect Steelman for Costner's character.
Facts.
Right? Yeah.
He's like Schwarzenegger in Twins.
100%.
A result of an experiment.
Yep. Absolutely.
By Nazis or something.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. Like they cloned Werner von Braun, taught him in genetic engineering instead of rocket science.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
so Gregor shows Costner a sketch of Enola's tattoo. He pleads with him, like, tell me what you know about Dryland. Gregor theorizes that, we humans, we did something terrible to cause this, right? Mm-hmm. He says hundreds of years ago, which begs the question, like, how far in the future is this supposed to be? And as we discussed, I think it was the writer said they thought of it as being the year 2500.
Yeah.
So about 500 years later. I don't know how long that would take for people to have completely forgotten how this ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good
500
question.
years seems like not a long time.
But we're living in like this post-apocalyptic society.
But yeah, if you lose all paper records,
Exactly, that's the thing.
and computers or whatever, then
Right.
it's just passed down word of mouth, and
Right.
it probably changes over time. And,
Right. I mean,
yeah,
it's way more. Frankly, I mean, I'm going to throw a little shade here, even though we were talking about Andor. It's way more believable than the idea that everybody forgets about Jedi and the 20-some-odd years between the end of Revenge of the Sith and the beginning of A New Hope.
yeah, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So Costner says, I'll tell you everything if you just let me out of this cage. Which Gregor seems to be on board with that.
Yeah.
Maybe going like in search of a tool or something.
Mm-hmm.
But just then the sheriff character, he spots Gregor up there and he orders him to get away from Costner. And Gregor begs Costner, please tell me what you know. Don't let the secret die with you. And Costner then starts like violently shaking the cage, and Gregor sort of runs away. Did Costner only just realize that like they're planning to put him to death?
It's unclear to me. I feel like we're starting to get the Vanity Project moments from Costner here, and he wanted like a moment
I'm a
of
strong,
rage.
silent guy.
Yeah.
But so Costner slumps down, resigned to his fate. At dawn, there's a huge group of smokers that are massing on the distance, like away from the atoll. Incredible fucking shot.
Oh my god, dude.
Like against like the rising sun, and you see all the boats.
Dude, so
stuff.
fucking cool.
Awesome.
So cool.
So inside the atoll, the elders are passing judgment on Costner. It's a fucking like sham. There's no trial to speak of. They've
No.
just decided amongst themselves
Yeah.
that you've got to die. So they say, in the interest of public safety, you've been sentenced to be recycled.
Good
which is-
word.
yeah, that's
Good
tough.
word. I like that word.
The sheriff gives Costner like an "I'm sorry," and then begins to lower his cage down into the goo where we saw the dead bodies being dumped previously. Bro, just touching that stuff would be like a fate worse than death
Ugh,
to
just
me.
vomiting constantly, like
People-
uncontrollably.
People have shit in there, right?
Yeah,
like that's where
obviously.
the poop goes.
Yeah.
We
100%.
turn that into dirt as well.
Yeah. They're dumping all of that shit in there.
Yeah. So in the nick of time, a spotter sees the armada of smokers approaching to attack. He like yells out. So the execution of Costner suddenly halted as everyone scrambles to their defensive positions. The assault force of the smokers is fucking awesome. There's so
Just-
many boats and watercraft, like Mad Max style. They're like cobbled together,
It's just-
shit. You
it's-
know,
it really like. I think George Miller himself would look at this if he hasn't, and he would say,
This is
"Yes, thumbs up from me." Right?
we got like dozens of jet skiers
everywhere.
There was maybe a dozen smaller like motorboats, several big boats. There's this machine gunner boat that was fucking
a
awesome.
quad machine, which is real. Like that.
Oh, it was like a anti-aircraft
It's
gun,
an
like
anti-aircraft
on
gun.
battleships
Yeah.
back in the day. Like
Yeah.
a man sitting there, like swiveling around and firing four
Yeah.
guns at once or
Yeah.
whatever. Like these big 50 cal machine guns. But that boat was like a barge that had like a big truck on it running, and the wheels were like running on a belt that was turning this big paddle wheel in the
Fucking
back.
cool, dude.
It was
Just
fucking great, man.
So fucking cool.
The smokers all have guns. They come and circle the atoll as the residents are all like spraying water cannons. And there's this overhead aerial shot. This fucking mind-blowing.
Oh my god! Because this is the one where you see the whole atoll. You see the
How
trimaran
fucking
in the
big
center
it
of it is. Like
Yeah.
you truly get the sense of scale of this thing that these fucking.
We're probably looking at like maybe not a square mile of water.
Yeah.
But like
a quarter mile of
huge
water for
canvas
sure. Like, yeah.
that is all like
Just
open water. They've got this atoll out here, boats cruising around. It is insane, dude.
You look at this, and I mean, when I was watching this again, obviously in '93 or '95, I was 14, but B, like CG, in the way that it is used today, was still a decade away, easily, right? You look at this, and the sense of scale is so overwhelming to me watching this. Like, I could not believe that what I was watching was real.
Yeah.
Like these days, you look at something that impressive and you're like, it's probably CG.
Of course.
You watch this and you're like, this people built this.
Yeah. You can you hate the movie if you want to hate the movie.
No, hate the movie if you want to.
The money is on the screen.
Unbelievable.
It's
just
crazy.
Oh, anyway.
You'll never see anything like that, I don't think, built for a movie again.
Nope,
before.
never again.
You know, on Gangs New York,
Yeah.
the Scorsese flick,
Yeah.
he built a huge area of old New York, like somewhere in Italy, wherever they filmed. And George Lucas came to visit the set. And they're walking around, and he's showing him, here's the butcher shop. That's like a real, you could walk in, and here's and all this. And fucking Lucas is like, you could have done all this in CGI. And it's like, well, that's why your movies are your movies, and
my
Scorsese's movies are. And it's like, there will never be a time, though, again, I don't think, where a studio will say, yes, build a set that's the size of a football stadium that floats, and we're going to take it out on open ocean and film out there.
I this is, again, I'm invoking Andor a lot, unfortunately, for random reasons, but there's a lot of CG in that movie, but there is so much practical effects in that movie too. So many sets, all the background is CG, right? But fucking Cassian Andor is walking onto that ship.
I can't remember the budget was insane on that show.
Hugely expensive.
I want to say they spent like $500 million to do this 2 seasons or something.
But it's beautiful, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it shows.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, so
sorry.
Costner is begging, let me out, I'll fight. We had basically this exact same scenario in The Road Warrior.
Yep, 100%.
When they're under siege,
yep.
And Mad Max is there, and he's like, let me help you.
This is, to a certain degree, this is like a beat for beat.
And almost a remake,
for the first,
retread.
Yeah, for the first, act and a half, this is just a beat for beat remake of Road Warrior.
Yeah. So now we see the leader of the smokers, the Deacon. He's just completely exposed on a throne on top of
so
the
hilarious
ship.
with an umbrella over like a beach umbrella over him or something.
It's such
like
an odd place to sit though, totally exposed on top of what looks to be the fuel tanker. The refueling ship or whatever. But he gives a command to take the atoll. He says, "Give me the key to the city." Good line.
Great line.
So this gunner opens fire with that machine gun. He's just wrecking the atoll until he runs out of bullets and calls for a reload, but punching all sorts of fucking
and
holes.
They pull a Rambo where they just cut to the ground with all of the
shells.
fucking shells falling onto the ground.
So there's all types of wild fighting, like fireballs and arrows and catapults and crossbows and fucking those huge ass crossbows that shoot giant arrows.
The ballistas,
yeah, crazy action. All of it on the water.
Just oh my God.
Apparently it would take hours to reset after every take. To go again, and it's just you're getting 1-2 shots a day in the can or whatever. But this one ship raises up a ramp on the back of it. It was a fucking rad idea.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there's 4 water skiers being towed by a fucking seaplane.
Fucking airplane. So
Unreal.
fucking cool.
Apparently they were really being towed by a helicopter, and then they flew a seaplane as well, and there was another helicopter that was the camera helicopter.
Oh my God.
And they positioned them all such that it looked like the ropes were leading to the plane.
Jesus.
And it's just the scale, the scope of the production is insane.
Apparently Costner sank $22 million of his own money in addition to the actual budget.
It's not unlike what he's got going on with that Western now, the Horizon movie.
Which apparently...
Which kind of sucked. I did go to see it because I'm like, I got to go see this.
Yeah.
And it was it was part 1 of what's supposed to be a trilogy, I think.
Yeah, I don't know that the rest
They filmed the second one already, and it's just been sitting in the can.
Wow.
After the first one tanked, I think Warner Brothers was like, what are we going to do with this?
Oof.
Maybe you should go straight to streaming. It, like this, had a lot of redeeming qualities and a lot of excess. Probably it would have functioned better if they turned it into a miniseries. Because the first, when you put out a movie, it needs to at least have some resolutions.
Yeah.
And this had no resolutions.
It just stopped.
It was just multiple storylines that all ended in the middle of the story.
Oof.
And it's well, you need to give us something that we feel satisfied when we walk
there has
out.
to be some sort of resolution. Yeah.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
No.
Yeah. These skiers hit the ramp, they ramp up over the walls into the atoll.
And it is as chaotic and sloppy as you would expect, right?
Yeah. We got jet skiers that are going up the ramp. I don't know if you can ride a jet ski up a ramp or not.
I think you can, actually. I don't think it has like an outboard.
I mean,
right?
I guess it depends just on how fast you're going when you hit the ramp.
It's just because it gets momentum the second you hit the ramp. Yeah.
But so smokers are turning this fucking place into like Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Up in his workshop, Gregor is ducking gunfire. He like hits some lever that starts like some contraption that he's got. That's like inflating this dirigible or whatever. It's like, uh-oh. I guess he didn't mean to do that. You get like a big like, what did I do? Gregor panics. Apparently, there's no way to stop it, which seems like a design flaw.
He's like, maybe you're not as smart as I thought you were.
Yeah. But there's more. We got more smokers infiltrating the atoll. Some that were like diving their jet skis underwater.
Dude,
and
so
going.
Fucking cool.
Is that a thing that you can
do? That? Yeah, you 100% can do that.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I've seen like professional jet skiers. They'll like hit a wave and then they'll dive under and come out like a fucking dolphin.
I've never ridden a jet ski in my life.
Super fun.
Is it?
Oh my God, they're super fun. You got to do it. Yeah.
So we got another skier that comes flying over the wall. He crashes into Costner's cage, which I guess like breaks it off of its chain or some shit. Falls down in that sludge.
Ugh.
Just kill me now, God.
Jeez, I'm done. Like there's nothing after this will ever get that taste out of my mouth.
Imagine that shit like getting in your open cuts and stuff, into your gills.
You're dying. Yeah.
Like I can't imagine a scenario in which you don't die of an infection.
I mean, like salt water does like inhibit. I mean, I don't know.
But so Costner, he like takes a knife off the smoker's belt. He's trying to jimmy that lock open. Helen is shielding Enola from gunfire down on the deck. She spots Gregor up in his like workshop, signaling, "Get up here now." The action is crazy. There's like just like 360-degree shots of action happening everywhere. Like no signs of like the crew and everything like that.
Like every extra is doing something. There's explosions everywhere.
It's unnecessarily elaborate.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it necessarily elaborate because it's fucking awesome.
Because you got, like, those two running through. People are falling in the water. You can see, like, up on top of the walls, people are fighting.
Yeah.
Then it's all, like, a tracking shot over to Costner who's, like, jimmying his lock and breaks the knife off.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could do that whole thing, and if Costner doesn't, like, break his knife right, you're like, all right, everybody back to one.
I know.
It's like just the audacity to even try this is crazy.
But it's great though. That's a great fucking shot. Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Yeah,
you're just like, you guys are crazy for
this
doing
is an incredible waste of money, but I'm happy that you did it.
So we got Enola and Helen. They make a run for it. Costner is trying to break his lock open, but the tip of the knife snaps off. Now, up in the workshop, the balloon's like gondola starts lifting up off the ground, and Gregor's trying to hold it down, but it's like carrying him away. Again, a great use of him saying, "Infernal machine!" Like a great mad scientist line.
Yeah.
This feels, though, like the first scene where the movie started like getting kind of campy.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, movie, you've got this insanity going on outside.
It's like a bumbling mad scientist.
I know. It's just like this is
type shit happening up here.
100%. I felt the exact same way.
Helen and Enola, they run in. Gregor tells them, "Hurry up, climb to the rafters. You know you can still make it." Another fucking amazing set that is used for 30 seconds.
I know.
Like the inside of the workshop was
got the
3
stairs
stories
around
high,
the outside,
a spiral staircase going up around the whole outside of the thing.
I mean, plus the dirigible is built into the center of this thing. Like, even if they don't actually inflate it, they had to build it enough to make it look like this thing was inflating and rising, right? Like, it just, there's so much going on in here. Yeah.
So they come running around and around. He tries to toss him a rope, but it gets tangled up in his fucking balloon shit.
Mm-hmm.
The balloon breaks through a roof, and it's floating away. It was like big Wizard of Oz energy.
Yeah.
When he's like, Dorothy gets left behind. Come back. I don't know how it works.
It's like, you built this motherfucker.
You asshole. Gregor's yelling, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay. Enola points down at Costner, who seems at this point to be like our best shot at getting out of here alive.
Right.
Smart girl.
Yeah.
Deacon, he's calling for his machine gunner to shoot down that balloon. But instead, he like accidentally hits a jet skier that's like jumping the wall or whatever, and it's this massive explosion.
Really, I love explosions.
The flaming wreckage lands beside Costner. He's almost completely underwater in the cage now.
Mm-hmm.
It offers this convenient reason to cut away from the gunner who certainly would have shot the balloon down in the next 5 seconds.
Yep. Yeah. It was like, oh, I hit that guy. Well, I'll try again.
I guess I won't shoot anymore now. I don't know. But Helen gets down there. She says, "I'll free you if you take us with you." There's like a long pause, and he's like, "Sure." I actually love that. Like it took him a moment to decide: do I want to drown in a lake of shit,
Yeah.
or be stuck on the boat with these two?
I mean,
It's a tough choice.
it's a tough choice.
But Helen breaks the lock with ease. Costner's free. Tells her, "Go get that gate open while I go get my boat." He dives in the water. He's like zooming along under the water. He can swim super fast, all because of the web toes, apparently.
Apparently, that's all you need.
No. He reaches his boat and comes flying up out of the water like a fucking a penguin, seal jumping up onto the iceberg.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Super cool.
I always love that.
Super cool.
So he takes out a smoker that's there. He another guy's coming by in a jet ski. He yanks the wire and it snags the dude's neck or whatever. He gets his boat moving. We see that there's a smoker that's got the sheriff cornered. He's got a little girl in his arms. Costner whips a knife and kills the smoker. And he gives the sheriff a nod. It's the classic fucking reluctant hero moment. Now that it comes down to it, you'll see I'm a good guy.
Right.
But yeah, he starts unfurling the sails. He yells at Helen to hurry up with the gate. Outside, we got Deacon ordering the kamikaze to attack.
So at this point, he's using the small Asian children with semaphore, right?
Yeah, they're signaling to the various boats or whatever.
Yeah, he's got these small, androgynous Asian boys, and they're trying to do semaphore, but all they're really doing is just waving the flags wildly. It's so
makes
funny.
Perfect sense.
It's so funny.
So yeah, we got this boat now, which is I guess basically like a piloted torpedo.
Yeah.
That just drives straight into the atoll wall, causes a huge explosion, blows a hole in the wall, and Deacon's like, "Well, that made a hole."
Great line.
Yeah.
Love that line.
There's no reason the driver couldn't have jumped off the boat.
no.
At the last second.
I did half expect the driver to yell, "Witness me," before he did that.
Yeah. We don't learn a lot about smoker culture.
No, we really don't.
In Fury Road, the war boys were suicidal.
Yes, they
right?
were. Yeah.
And it made sense. It was we're all dying of cancer.
Might as well.
We're going to go to Valhalla when we die.
Yeah.
So we may as well die like a Viking, warrior death.
Yeah.
These guys, I don't know.
Unclear.
But smokers, though, they begin pouring in through the hole, including Nord, who sees Enola and he's pointing her out to the goons.
Yeah.
Costner chucks this harpoon at him, almost hits him. There was a cheesy sound effect when it hit
what? Really?
Which is crazy because the one Oscar this movie was nominated for was sound.
That was the only Oscar?
I know. I feel like production design, it should have probably been nominated. But
production design, costumes,
sound design,
makeup, sound design, but editing.
It got
frankly,
sound only.
Oh, wow! What a crock.
Yeah. So Nord though orders his goons to shoot Costner. They start shooting up the boat. Helen reaches the gate. She pulls a lever and started opening one half of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
She and Enola run. They jump across this gap to the other half of the gate. A jet ski at that moment comes and runs into the gate. Big explosion. It shakes the thing. They fall off the little catwalk or whatever. Now they're dangling where Helen's got one hand that she's holding on for, the other hand she's holding Enola. Yeah. Costner's ship comes and it gets wedged in the halfway open gate.
You need to open it.
Yep. The boat's pretty massive. I think it was something 30 feet across.
Yeah. It was huge.
So apparently it's the reason why the atoll construction went crazy too is because it was supposed to be a smaller boat, and then when they designed it, it was bigger, and they're like, well, we got to scale up the atoll to fit it.
Yeah.
But so he tells Helen, drop Enola into the net decking or whatever and get that gate open, but she won't do it. So Costner runs and he grabs this rope and yanks it, and it just hoists him up to the top of the mast, which was an awesome stunt that Costner did himself.
He did most of the stunts in this movie.
It's pretty great stuff. It's Errol Flynn shit.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So he
props to him for it.
Yeah, he hops on the catwalk. He runs to the mechanism that controls the gate. There's a close-up of his foot, which is definitely not webbed. You know, Enola climbs up Helen's body, and she goes over and shows Costner like how the machine works. So he gets the gate opening. He runs and he throws himself into the sail of the boat and like
Also
slides down the
super
sail.
fucking cool,
yeah,
man.
dope fucking swashbuckling
Oh my
shit.
god, yeah.
So Helen tells Enola to jump, which she does, which I feel like no kid would ever like willingly do that. But then Helen drops down into the netting. Having like the deck be netting was like such a stroke of genius as well.
Well, the catamarans, the whole front section is a bunch of nets.
Yeah.
So like that's actually super
That's
common.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
like
great.
perfect. Yeah.
It's lightweight.
Yeah.
It's like keeps the wind, the breeze moving,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just great, man. So now the ship emerges from the atoll. Deacon instructs his smokers to destroy it. I hate sails. He says it's fucking great. He plays such a good bad guy,
Oh
man.
my god, so good.
He was so good in Speed. I never saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. Was he good as?
I mean, he was the best part of that movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Like,
He maybe he's the best part of this. No, probably the production design and some of the stunt
yeah,
work is
yeah.
like probably the best in this. But so now Costner sees that the bad guys are getting ready to come after him. So he tells Helen to take the wheel. He runs over to his harpoon gun. He shoots the harpoon into the side of the machine gun boat and like starts towing it out of position.
Again, this is where it starts getting a little cheesy, this whole thing.
Well, the bad guys are like yelling at the shooter to stop shooting, but he can't hear shit.
And his goggles at this point are completely covered in gunpowder residue.
Yeah. You can't see shit. Didn't he look like a pig?
He did look
It was
like a pig.
because it had like a weird nose thing on it.
and they were making oinking sound effects.
Were they?
Yeah, you could. There were oinking sound effects. Yeah.
He shoots up a bunch of smokers on jet skis as he's getting swung around and continuing to like come closer and closer to shooting Deacon's boat. So Deacon's like sees this coming. As the gunfire starts hitting his boat, he jumps overboard. He's like, "Adios, cousins!" Like dives over. Huge explosion.
Oh my god, amazing,
Enormous, but because it was like the fuel tanker.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
But it was huge.
Great explosion.
So now Costner, he goes speeding away from the smoking atoll. What they don't show is how he got untethered from the gunship. He had to have just cut the line. I think that's
what we're gonna assume.
Yeah, he cut the line. Maybe he's got like a little stash of harpoons.
Yeah.
For the thing, but inside the atoll, Nord is leading the smokers. They're like sifting through all the dead and captured people. They're looking for Enola. There was a dead girl there that was apparently Kevin Costner's daughter.
Yeah, I mean,
She
yes,
looks like him.
She looks like him, and it was an unnecessary close-up for a corpse.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason they should have shot this the way they shot it. It was so obviously his daughter.
Yeah. There's I don't know if it's in the regular cut or if it's in the extended version only of Two Towers, the middle Lord of the Rings movie, where they're the Siege of Helm's Deep and they're all underground, like the women and children are hiding, and there's an extreme close-up of a really hot woman that walks through, like looking around with like barely a smudge of dirt on her or whatever. And I'm like, this has got to be somebody. And it's like, it was Elijah Wood's sister or something like that. And you're like, yes, of course it was. Because of course it was. But no, they're looking around. Yeah, this is not her. We see that the sheriff and a few others have like managed to escape the massacre. Now Nord takes Deacon, who has survived the explosion, but he's got like a bleeding head wound, to go interrogate some hostages.
Cool, like bloody eye patch over him.
Yeah, he says, if you notice the arterial nature of the blood coming from the hole in my head, you can assume that we're all having a real lousy day. That was where it was like, that's pure Negan.
Just great, though.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
So he wants to know about the girl with the tattoo. And he's like saying, whoever starts talking first gets to live. I won't shoot him or whatever. So they start talking, and he's like, they're talking over each other. He's like, he just shoots one of them. He's like, okay, you win. So the guy says, I saw her. She left on the Muto's boat, the one with the 3 hulls. This catches Deacon's attention. And like the snitch is like, yeah, he had gills like a fish. And I'm like, are mutants are they common or are they not common? Because everyone seems to be like have a opinion. No mutants exists and has an opinion of them.
Right. It's yeah, I can't reconcile this one. I don't think the movie really knew. The original draft, he was just a human.
Was he?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like the mutation thing didn't come in until it turned into a vanity project, and
Okay.
Costner really wanted to stand out as some sort of like an independent,
That's weird.
outside, right?
That's
And-
so weird, but okay. But also on brand.
Yeah, on brand. And so I think that like the myriad screenwriters who worked on this heard, they got word Costner wants to be a mutant, so they retrofitted the movie.
Yeah.
And so there's just going to be all of this inconsistency.
Well,
as a
very
result
little
of it.
changes. There's very little that's only possible because he's a mutant.
Right, exactly.
And not just that he's a heroic
Yes.
seafaring mariner.
Yes,
or
exactly.
whatever.
And so yeah, there are all kinds of weirdness around. Clearly, the mutation thing came in much later.
Well, I thought it was just, to me, it was like just a little weird that you would think in this world people are fairly cut off from other people. Like,
Yeah.
you're on your atoll, you get like a handful of visitors that are coming and going, but like you're not in touch with the other atolls
Right.
necessarily.
Right.
But everyone seems like our mutants. It just seems like they're widespread enough that everyone knows that they exist, and everyone. But Costner's never encountered one before. It seems like, which
Right.
is like there seems to be a clash there because he encounters probably more people than most in this world.
I mean, the screenplay for the Waterworld sequel basically writes itself,
Yeah.
right? Like, it takes place long before. Well, I mean, not long before, but it takes place before the Mariner is born, and it is about this robust society of the mutants
Yeah.
who have proliferated since the end of the world for
Shit,
500
is there like a mutant
years.
genocide?
Yes, that's the thing. Like it was like Atlantis. Like the
we
whole
don't like
movie,
you, mutants.
right? Exactly. And the Mariner is one of the last survivors.
Mutants will not replace us.
Exactly. Right. It becomes like an X-Men thing. Like there's so much you could fucking do
man.
with it.
I'm here for
right?
it.
Like the Waterworld prequel would be amazing.
I want it. We got to get on writing at least the fanfic. If
Yeah.
nothing else,
Right.
we got to write the fanfic. But anyway, sorry, we got sidetracked. So hearing that there's a mutant out there seems to really get Deacon agitated.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets a gun and he's about to shoot the guy, the snitch. And the snitch is like, no, he said you wouldn't kill me. And he's like, did I say that? He's like, yeah, you did. And
He
he's
says,
like,
you said you wouldn't shoot me. You said you wouldn't shoot me.
Did I may have. I love that. Then he just hands the gun to Nord,
Nord.
and Nord shoots him.
That's great.
It's hilarious. And then the actor of Nord, like, points the gun at himself and looks down the barrel. And I'm like,
Such a-
man, the fucking armorer or the stunt coordinator is probably like, don't
do that.
Don't do that. We don't want to be on the news for the
Oh
wrong
my God.
any more than we already are, probably, for
Yeah.
Waterworld. But so Deacon says, okay, let's get back to the D's, and we're going to send out the sky plane, and we'll look for Costner's boat. And I never had noticed before they're like referring to the ship as the D's.
The D's.
Which is kind of, it pays off
We'll
later.
see that later, yeah.
So he peels then the bandage off to reveal this gaping hole where his eye was.
Amazing effect.
Oh, dude, awesome makeup effects.
Such good. So this is a bit of an aside, but you know the movie Hostel by Eli
Yeah.
Roth? Okay. So it's a gore porn movie,
Yeah.
right? All about bloody and guts. There's one lady who's a victim who's saved by the protagonist, and she has had her eyeball like literally pulled from her head but not disconnected.
Oh, shit.
And it gets disconnected in the process, right? And then they finally get back to civilization. They're at a subway station, and she sees her reflection in the mirror, and she sees like the gaping hole in her face, blah 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 blah. But the mesh that they put over her eye is very obvious, and you can see her completely undestroyed eye underneath
Okay.
the bad makeup effect. And I'm
Ah.
like, dude, Waterworld in 1995 did this shit right. Like,
Yeah.
what is your excuse?
It was fucking great.
Yeah.
And he's like, we got to keep an eye out for this icky freak. Or he might have said, icky freak.
It's, yeah.
My subtitles said icky freak. Like
Oh, really?
Like the fish.
Oh.
Like ichthyologist is like a person who studies fish or whatever.
My
My subtitle said that. I don't know if he said that or not.
I mean, I'm here for it.
But yeah, that was the fucking gigantic atoll scene. Took them a month to shoot just the siege.
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts about it?
At this point, I'm like, why did I ever think that this was a bad movie?
The scene was delivered. It was
Just
like the scale, the epicness,
everything about it. I
Yeah.
loved it. It reminded me of the Road Warrior because it clearly was inspired by the Road Warrior. But I don't mean that as a pejorative. It was like the stunt work was phenomenal. There was so much attention to detail. I mean, we were talking about the scene where it like showed all the shit and it tracked into Costner trying to like open his cage. It's just like everybody had a job to do. There were explosions everywhere. The acting was phenomenal. It just might have been one of my favorite action scenes that I remember in recent memory.
It was awesome. I think this was like one of the first things that actually got filmed when they were making it.
Yeah.
Because like the early teaser trailer, which was like voiced over by James Earl Jones, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like it really, most of the footage, like 90% of the trailer footage was stuff from this scene because I think that's what they had shot already.
Yeah.
But also like the rumor was that they, the budget was $100 million. And they said that they were over budget before they shot the first frame of film. They had already gone through the whole $100 million before they even started filming. And I think it was because they were getting all this shit organized.
Just the pyrotechnics alone, I can't imagine how much money they spent on it.
Well, like they were pretty far out to see filming because, like you said, they had to get far enough away that they could do these 270-degree whip arounds and not see any land.
Yeah.
But also they said they kept having like ships that would come by and they'd have to digitally remove them, and that cost a lot back in the day. Now you could like tell your fucking AI, just remove that boat from the background.
I can literally do that on my fucking iPhone.
Yeah, back in the day I think it was like animating
every frame
500 cells or whatever on the screen. But man, it's
great.
As an action set piece, top notch.
Just incredible.
It's not as violent as like an R-rated version of this might have been.
No,
but
I mean the action's there, the explosions there, the choreography's
stunt work
there,
is
the stunt
incredible.
work's there. And speaking to stunt work, say what you want about the movie, but Universal still has a Waterworld stunt show.
Oh, do they really?
At their theme parks to this day.
When I was watching it, that's what I was like saying. This is just like tailor-made for like the Miami Vice stunt spectacular type of treatment.
It's still there, and it's so fun. I mean, it's got to be because I was researching this, and the algorithm is always paying attention. But I started getting reels of within a couple of years ago. I don't know if it's still there like today, right, as of recording. But within the last couple of years, at least one or two of the Universal Studios are still doing the Waterworld stunt fiesta.
Let's do it.
And the video that I saw was fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's
like
awesome.
The stunts that these people were doing were insane.
That's awesome. But I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up for this week.
I think we're gonna do it.
We hit a crescendo.
Yeah.
And now we'll turn a page into like the act 2 of the film.
We are
the middle section.
Definitely in act 2, and this is where things start getting weird. But we'll save that for next episode.
Absolutely. That's a good tease. So, check us out on social media.
60OS Podcast.
Yeah, at 60OS Podcast. Go back and listen to some of the back catalog.
Oh, so much good stuff.
We did a whole series on the Road Warrior if you want like more post-apocalyptic
That
shit.
wasn't me. I'm still angry about that. But
great fucking movie. That's one of my Mount Rushmore action movies.
Just Road Warrior's top 5.
Yeah, it's fucking great. So, we're going to, go have some more whiskey.
Yeah.
And until next week,
we'll be back.